Good morning. On behalf of the organizers, and with sincere thanks for the support we've received from the Starr East Asian Library, the Weatherhead East Asian Institute, the Donald Keene Center of Japanese Culture, the Japan Chamber of Commerce, the C.V. Starr Foundation, the Department of East Asian Languages and Cultures, and the Film Division in the School of the Arts, I'm pleased to welcome you to our first Makino Symposium. I especially want to acknowledge a few individuals at the outset. This great Makino collection would not be at Columbia today were it not for the devotion and quick thinking of a treasured alumna, my former student, the distinguished Japan film scholar Joanne Bernardi, or for the responsive ear she found in Amy Heinrich, whose tenure as director of the Starr East Asian Library was marked by many accomplishments, perhaps none more resonant than the effort she led to see that the Makino Collection made its way to Columbia. The head of the entire Columbia Library system, Jim Neal, long recognized the importance and championed the acquisition of this archive and arranged for the disposition of funds and its maintenance. We owe Donald Keene, who recently took leave of Columbia and our island for his other island home, a special debt of gratitude. It was Donald who came forward at a crucial moment with a donation in support of the Makino Collection, one among many of his generous parting gifts to us. I also want to publicly thank my very active Starr Library colleagues and friends who have warmly embraced this collection and care for it with evident pride. Jim Cheng, whose own scholarly expertise in areas of Chinese film and Asian film history and whose energy and fresh leadership of the Starr Library have been a joy to behold. Satya Noguchi, the curator of the Japanese collection, who has been an ever-present, indispensable guide during the period of the Makino Collection's transfer from Japan into our system, and Beth Katzoff, the librarian chiefly responsible for the unpacking and classifying of this massive archive, a task that would cripple persons less strong than Beth in body, mind, and dedication. Finally, I want to thank colleagues from around this country and from Japan, especially Mark Nornis and Aaron Giroux, whose connection and affection for Mr. Makino and his collection run deep and undergird much of their own work, as well as Reiko Ikegawa, Atsuko Oya, and Mika Tomita, for their willingness to share their on-site work with the Makino Collection and their own inspiring scholarship with all of us today. At both our morning and afternoon panels, we hope to begin to unpack some of the riches of this archive, taking some measure of what it has already contributed to rigorous film scholarship, revealing too the crucial role it plays in the development of Japanese film studies at present, and announcing to everyone that the archive is very much open here at Columbia as a source of inspiration for future path-breaking projects. It has rightly been said that the Makino Collection represents the very bibliographic foundation upon which any serious scholar of Japanese film now stands, or else a new galaxy, as Jim Seamus has called it, a slice of kokubunji and the teetering book stacks in the Makino home suddenly appearing in Morningside Heights to brighten our sky and even our basement stacks forever. What comes clear, too, especially from the numerous testimonials offered by film students and scholars worldwide who once or repeatedly found their way to the Makino home and the daunting collection that occupied its every available space, is that this is an archive put together by an extraordinarily focused yet generous man, Makino Mamoru, and that it came to America and to Columbia in over 900 boxes, thanks to his openness of mind and willingness to share what he had so painstakingly assembled with the world. We had hoped that if his health permitted, Mr. Makino might make a long journey to be with us today. Several of us met with his daughters last spring and were able to convey to them our invitation to today's events, along with what so many of us at Columbia feel, awe that such a precious archive would now be in our trust, and commitment to being worthy stewards of the Makino legacy. Whatever else it represents, or so it seems to me, the Makino Collection, all of its over 80,000 items, is fundamentally a testament to one man's obsession. We are right to think of scholarship as a team sport, relying at most every turn on a variety of relations, connections, social networks. But there comes a time when we humbly acknowledge how much we owe not to the collective of which we may be a part, but to the force of one individual's desire and his actions to gather together obsessively every kind of print matter and text that might reveal the presence and the impact of moving pictures. Surely Japanese moving pictures, but also those made in China, Korea, America, Russia, England, France, Germany, India, and how, from their first screenings, such moving pictures brought changes, began to condition the way people thought, felt, dressed, and moved about their lives, whether real or imaginary. How much we would have lost had it not been for this man and his magnificent obsession. All praise indeed to Makino Mamoru and to the collection he built and means to share with all of us. Passing the baton now, it is now my pleasure to introduce Jim Neal, who is indeed the person most responsible at Columbia for the strength and well-being of all of our libraries, and a great fan, I understand, of Mr. Makino. Thank you.